here with me today. Actually, it's not just someone. It is a something that I like to call the PWJ community. Everybody say hi. What is up? Hope you guys are doing amazing. Everybody say hi.
Hi.
Guys, I am so pumped. This is the amazing community, as you can see right here. Profit with JavaScript community. And again, a link for this community is down below in the description if that's something you're interested in, right? But today, together with at this point 62 people, we are going to be learning how to build a Node.js API. And so, guys, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and let's go ahead and get started. Are you guys ready? Are you ready? I want you to still raise your hand if you're ready. Raise your hand if you're ready.
Yes.
There we go. There we go. I love it. I love it. Okay. I see comments coming in from YouTube. That's it, guys. I want to let you know you are live right now, just so you know. All right, so sweet. Share this. Share. All right. So we're going to get started here right now. So today, one goal is to create our Node.js API. We currently are working on what? We have I'm going to open up my file, open recent, and I'm going to open up my Netflix clone. So make sure you guys have your Netflix clone on here. I'm going to put that here, right there. I'm going to make this a little bit less because it's a little bit too large. You guys, there we go. Beautiful. So I was like, let's go. Priyanshu, you're in the YouTube comments. I love it. Alright, guys. And so what I want you to do is go ahead on GitHub. Anybody have that specific Hello. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Hopefully you guys can hear me right there. Can you hear me? Say talk. Guys, can you talk? Ooh, I can't hear you. Hold on. Talk? Hello? There. What happened? Really? Was it that bad? Wow. My bad, guys. Not my bad. I don't know what happened. My bad, guys. I'm trying. All right. From the top, okay. From the top. We're going to take this slow, okay? So, like I said, the goal is pretty simple for today. Go ahead and download this PWJ Netflix clone. Go ahead and code this up. So I will have the link right here. So copy this. I'm going to put it in the chat here in a second. I'm sure you guys have it in the chat, correct? Let me see. In the chat. There we go. Beautiful. Put that in the chat. Awesome. Sweet. That is all good. I thought I was laptop making my noise. Yeah, it's weird. I don't know. I have to get that roadcaster, and I think that will fix actually a lot of problems for us. So if you have your what's it called? PWJ Netflix clone, raise your hand up here, up high. Yes. You got it. Beautiful. All right. And so what we want to do at this point is we have literally one goal, which is we want to create our first Node.js API for today. And because we are going to be doing one thing and one thing only, which is, if I go ahead and say we're going to create a login. So we want to create a login for Netflix clone right here, right there. And let me actually go ahead and I will go ahead and I will post the latest that we have from the last time. So we'll say add. What was the last call? November what? November 5th, right? Number 5th. Yeah. Save that. Git push origin master. There you go. Okay, all is good there. Beautiful, beautiful. All right, guys, YouTube, how are you guys doing? Great to see you all. Great to see you all. All right, so I went ahead and I uploaded, so it should have the latest stuff on here as well. So go ahead and download that for yourself as well. So cool beans. All right, next up. So to download, let's talk a little bit about how this whole thing works. How do we create a Node.js API? How do we create a log authentication? And I want to use, for example, I'm going to use something called draw.io to kind of show it to you guys so you know as well. So let me see. Remind me later here. There we go. Create new diagram. I'm gonna create this diagram right here so you guys can see exactly how we're going to talk about this. Somebody asked, well, Zoom? Yes, this is Zoom, guys. This is with the amazing profitable JavaScript community. As you can see, look at this beautiful community. Everybody is learning. Everybody is out here to kill it and start development. Is that right? Isn't that right, guys? Isn't that why we're here? So, all right. You guys hear me, by the way, right? Say hi. Okay, cool. Yes, good. Bueno. So, authentication. So, we have our Netflix clone, correct? Yes or no? We have our Netflix clone. All right. Let me go ahead and actually take a picture of it. Not take a picture. If I go ahead and go into HTML, if I open this up, open my live server. Okay, it should be here. There we go. Somebody said join PWG to join the Zoom call. Yes. Yes, exactly. So this is our Netflix clone that we have built in HTML. All right. So let's go ahead. I'm going to take a picture of it here for 1 second so we can use this. Command 4. That's it right there. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and then put that on here. Actual size. Image too big. Okay, resize it. Fine. Hold on. What is this, guys? No, I don't want to. That was interesting. Jennifer. That was very interesting. Where did my screenshot go? One second. Oh, in the meantime, guys, I want you to open up draw.io, okay? If you have a draw.io open, let me know. In the meantime, I want you guys to open up draw.io because I don't want to be the only one who's doing this stuff. There we go, beautiful. So we have our Netflix clone. It's right here, okay? It's our Netflix clone. And so now the goal is what? The goal is pretty simple. We want to log in, right? So we want to create a login page for our Netflix clone right here, our login page. This is going to be our login page, okay? Login right there. Let's increase the size here to about 18. No, let's increase it even more. Right there. Sweet. Beautiful. Okay. So, in our login page, it's going to be pretty simple, guys. What does the login page usually have? You tell me. What does the login page have? Tell me. Guys, tell me. Username and password, right? So we have username and password. So I'm going to put in an input here for username and password right here. Just like this. Okay. And then I'm going to do alt. Oh, no, I'll do command. Command hold. That's going to be password, right? So we'll have username. This is going to be username. Oh, we'll say email. How does email sound? Does email sound good? Right? Yes or no? Beautiful. I'm going to do command shift, bring it down. Password, right? And then with that, we're going to go ahead and create what? So, oh shit, what is this like this? Hold on. There we go. Beautiful. Nice. All right, so I love how people on YouTube are also answering username, email, password, confirm password. Somebody said let's include passport.js. Okay. So beautiful. Now with that, then what else do we have after this? What else do we have? A button? Yeah, so let's do a button. So we'll do a button. It's a submit button, correct? So we'll do like a submit button. Let's see, a button like this. There we go. Can I change the text on here? Yeah, I can. Submit. Or we'll say login. How about that? Does that sound good? Login. Nice. So now this is a very simple version of a login. Obviously, we can make it fancier, guys, okay? And actually maybe you can make it fancier. And then what happens after this? After this, what happens is that obviously logs you into here, right? But before all this happens, we need to talk about what happens in the middle. Like what actually happens in the middle here. Let me go ahead and put that here, because there's a lot that's gonna happen here in a second. There's a lot that's going to happen. Somebody said this is Figma. No, this is Draw.io, guys. This is Draw.io, not Figma. Draw.io is a free, very nice free version, which is that's what I like. Now, I want you to list out, guys, what happens here in the middle. Somebody tell me what happens between the login page and what happens and when we actually get onto the Netflix page. What happens? Somebody tell me. So let's think about this here for a second. Let's think about this. Let's say we have a Node.js. This is a Node.js API. Okay, this is a Node.js API. All right, this is Node.js API. Okay. All right. What is going to happen? I want you to give me the flow. Go. Somebody tell me. What do you guys think? Okay, so let's think about, okay, great, good. So what's going to happen here? So inside this Node.js API, I'm going to do it like this actually. Inside this Node.js API, I'm going to remove this part right here because I don't want that actually, that part. I'm trying to make it so it's easier to follow. Let me see, how can I do it like this? Yeah, I'm going to do it like that. There we go. And I'll put the text in here for Node.js API. This is, I don't know, is it me or do I just love sometimes drawing diagrams more than even coding? Is it just me? Raise your hand if you're like me. Yeah, I just love sometimes just drawing diagrams so like I know what's actually going to happen, you know what I mean? There's something about that. Okay, text. Yeah, exactly. All right, so Node.js API. Now, so before we even, what do we actually take to the Node.js API? What do we go to the Node.js API? Like, what do we send when the user clicks login? What happens? Okay, so we send the email password. So let's go ahead and do that. And guys, go ahead. Yes, but where do we check if the email is valid before we do that? Hold on, guys. Who's very loud? Who has a loud background? Hold on. Somebody has a very loud background, which I don't like this. Somebody has a very loud background, which I'm not a big fan of. Okay, I'm gonna mute you all for a second here, okay, guys? I'm going to mute you all. Actually, can somebody help me with the muting portion? Brandon, you just raise your hand. Go ahead, Brandon. How about I'm gonna make you the co-host? There you go. So Brandon, just mute everybody, okay? Mute everybody. You got it? Yeah, go to participants. Yeah, I'll make you the co-host. So I made you co-host. You should see it. And then mute all. Here, I'll do mute all here. Oh, make co-host. Now you're the co-host. There you go, Brendan. Now you're the co-host. There you go. My bad. I thought I made you the co-host. Okay, beautiful. So, guys, and then go ahead and unmute yourselves now at this point. So with this point on, we're going to send something, and I'm going to send something like this. So this is the Node.js API, and I'm going to send data from here. So I will go ahead and I will go here, and to here we're going to send some data. What is the data? You guys said email and password, correct? So we'll send out email data, email, and then it's going to look a little bit like this. We'll say probably email right here. Boom, 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 right there. So it's gonna be an object, somehow like an object. This is how we'll send data. We'll say email, and that's going to say just an example might be something at gmail.com, right? Boom, right? And then password. Yes or no? Give me a yes or no. Yes or no. Great. Password, and the password is gonna be, let's say 1 2 3, whatever the password is, whatever the person puts in. Okay, great. So this is the data we're going to send to this its request, and this is going to be a API request. This is what we'll call an API request. Okay, and I'm going to talk a little bit about what an API actually is here in a second. But okay, think of an API as just this layer where all the stuff in the background happens. Okay, where all the stuff in the background happens. So when we send this data to our API, our server, what do we do first? Here, I'm going to put this on here, and I'm going to make this stuff is going to be blue. So what happens first when we receive that data? What happens first? Huh? Convert it to what? Okay, that's fine. Convert to JSON, but I want to go a little bit more high level. Authentication, okay. I want to go a little bit more now less high level. Okay, great. But what do we do with this data? We're given this data, guys. What do we do with that data? Say again, Steven. Say again, Steven. I don't know about that, because so no, you guys are going way too intricate. Forget hashing, forget all that stuff, guys. This is the issue. A lot of times you guys need to think a little bit simpler, right? When we send this data to the Node.js API, we're like, okay, we're going to our goal is not very simple. Check if the password check if the email and password exists, is valid. Yes or no? Yeah, thank you. Oh my god. Check if you're like hashing JSON. Like, hold on. You gotta think about the simplest thing first. So check if email and password is valid. It's as simple as that. Okay. And now let's think about this. Okay. Now, if it's valid, this is I call this as this a decision tree right here. Whenever we use like a marker like this guy, it's called decision tree. Just so you know, it's like a decision. So for example, here I'll say valid, yes or no. So if it is valid, what do we do if it's valid? Okay, great. But what do we send back to our front end page? What do we send back? Yeah. So we tell. So yeah. So we go ahead and tell. So I'm going to do this here. If it's valid, it's gonna go to our. I'm trying to figure out how to properly, close this. It's literally going to go ahead and go to this page. Yes. Yes. So this is yes, valid. It's going to say, hey, success. And then what it's going to do, if I'm going to copy this portion, and this is a very high level. There's a lot of stuff that's going to happen underneath, But at the end of the day, we're gonna say that this is let me remove this. This is valid. Would you agree with me on this one? Okay, great. So it's valid. So all is good. So it's gonna make it green. Okay. Now, what do we do? What do we do if it's not valid though? Okay, yeah. So on the login page, what do we say? What do we say in the login page? Yeah, so we'll say something. For example, we'll say like, so if it's not valid, we'll say no, and instead what we will say, I'm going to, there we go. I'm gonna put this here, and we'll say not valid. So, and we'll talk about how that actually works on on the technical side of things, but not valid, and we'll say incorrect username and password, right? Or try again, right? Incorrect username /password. Does that make sense? Does this make sense? You see, we go to here, check if email and password is valid. If it's valid, then boom, we go to the actual Netflix stone. If it's not valid, then we go boom. We go back to the login page and we say, hey, you know what? You gotta enter the correct username and password. All right. Okay, sweet. Now, let me. Can I try something here for a second? Talk.
No.
Can you guys still hear me, by the way? Is that everything still good?
Yes.
Oh, there we go. Now they can hear you too. Seems like it's all good now. They can actually hear now too as well. All right, sweet. So we got that portion. That's all good. Now all I need at this point is what? I want to talk a little bit about. Raise your hand here if you know what is a API. Raise your hand. Okay, so you know what an API is. Okay, raise your hand if you don't know what an API is. Okay. So we have a few people who don't know what an API is. Okay, that's completely fine. Okay, can you see me now, guys? There's no lag, right? There's no lag? Yeah, there's no lag. It's all good now.
I can tell.
Yeah, no lag. Okay, beautiful. So, okay, great. So what is an API? Can somebody explain to me what is an API?
Can I go?
Go ahead, Ashwin.
Yeah, so API is an application programming interface. So it is a set of rules which allows programs to talk with each other. Like a developer will create a program on the server and it allows the client to talk to it. It's like a communication medium.
Okay. So an API is like just an option said. It's an application programming interface. God, they always have some weird ass naming for it. It's like, can you explain this in layman terms? It stands for application programming interface. A concept that applies everywhere. Oh no. Application is a software intermediary between Oh, there we go.
Programs to talk to each other.
There we go. This is much better. Okay. The acronym, it's called Application Programming Interface, which is a software intermediary. What is intermediary, guys? What is intermediary?
It's a bridge.
It's like a middle, right? It's like a middle. It's a middle, right? Jesse, you were saying something?
Can I try to explain? Yeah, can I try to explain? See if I can understand.
You go. Let's go, Jesse. Come on. You got this. Come on.
I think the API is simply it's an errand boy.
Mm-hmm.
And you tell the errand boy what kind of data you want.
Okay.
In order to get from that errand boy what you want, you need to speak his language.
Okay.
And then the errand boy or the API will fetch the data that you're asking through a request.
Exactly. I think that's perfect. It is somewhere where you go in and you get the data from, correct? What is errand boy? Can you explain what is errand boy?
Like a messenger boy. Like how to say?
Oh, it's a messenger. It's like a messenger boy.
Yeah, it's like
errand boy, messenger, waiter.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay. I've never heard that word before for some reason.
Like waiter. Like
Sorry, I'm also not an English native speaker. But yeah, what's the word? Like a waiter.
Yeah, I get it. So it's like the waiter. It is the waiter basically. It is almost. I almost want to think about it. It's like almost like It's like if you have a kitchen, like when you go to a restaurant, right? When you go to the restaurant, right? It's like, let's say you're at a restaurant. So let me go ahead. I'm gonna create this whiteboard here for a second. I'm gonna say what? No.
So the restaurant would be a database, for example, and the waiter would be the API, and then the request would be your order. If you order
go ahead.
drinks, you talk to the waiter, and then the waiter will go to the kitchen, the database, to fetch your drink.
Okay.
And in order to do that, you need to know, what language to talk to the API or the waiter, because some APIs, they expect an object or a certain URL for you to pick, to get some data, or sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
So if we have, for example, a restaurant, okay, if you have a restaurant, and let's say a restaurant, this is a restaurant, and let's say here, but you guys can hear me, right? Here, this is the kitchen.
Yeah.
This is the kitchen right here. Kitchen. This is the kitchen. And you have the tables, right? So right here, I'm going to draw a few tables. So one table, table number 2, table number 3, horrible tables, but you get my point.
Are they 6 feet apart?
They are 6.1 feet apart. So here, right there, right here, and here, these are the tables, okay? That's tables. And now, let's say, how can I draw a person, like a waiter? I don't know.
Stick figure.
Oh, wait, circle.
You can just
I got it.
Like Pac-Man.
There we go.
Just do some X's.
There you go. This is going to be the
Pac-Man.
waiter. Okay, this is going to be the waiter. This is the waiter right here. So that's the waiter. Now, so if you want to think about, okay, what do you think if we, okay, the kitchen is where all the magic happens, correct? That is where the food, this is where we get the food. That is where we, what's it called? That is where, so if we think about it, so let's think about this, okay? So in the kitchen, what happens? Food is prepared, right?
Yeah.
What else happens in the kitchen?
Yeah.
They take an order what to make.
Okay, they take the order is taken. So the order is taken, okay? Okay, what else?
Prep.
They dispatch the order.
Dispatch, give me dispatch.
Exactly.
What does dispatch
Dispatch.
mean?
They take whatever the person ordered and it goes from the kitchen to the table to the actual table or actual person.
So they actually make the order.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that better. Or cook the order. Cook the order, correct?
Exactly.
You're like, dispatch the order. It's like, hey, waiter, can you has my order been dispatched yet?
The waiter just gonna slap me in the face.
I've never heard that before. Nice, Steven.
My drink is async. You served them first. What is that?
I love it. Okay, sweet. Okay, so we cook the order. What else happens?
And then you call the waiter to bring the food out to the table.
Okay, so we call the waiter. The waiter. Okay. And then also in the kitchen, that's where we have all the ingredients, right? All the ingredients, right? That's where that's where the ingredients are, right? So ingredients. Yes or no?
At the good restaurants, yeah. That they don't run out.
Yeah,
Yes.
that said,
Yeah.
I think there's also a moment of validation. When you order something and sometimes they come back, right? And they say, oh, today we don't have it anymore.
Okay, so like basically checking to make sure to make sure if we have any more, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If we have something.
Food is available.
Thank you. Make sure if food is available.
Yeah, like the same what happens when if the email exists in your database. It's
Yes,
the same
yes,
concept, right?
So yeah. So based on what you said, how can we relate this to an API? If let's think about it like this. The tables, that is the front end. The tables, right? The table, that is where the user is here. The user is here, correct? So here we have one user sitting, you have another user sitting, right? That's the user, right? These are users. So let's call this Jesse. Right here. So Jesse is here sitting in this table. And then near Jesse, we have, oh no, let's say Devin. Devin. Okay. And they're just sitting right now, okay? And they ordering some food. Okay. So when you look at how we correlate, an API to a front end, what will be the front end? The user, what is the user interacting with? So currently, the user is interacting with the front end. So what is the user interacting with? Tell me.
Food.
Menu.
The menu, yes. The menu. So the menu, look at that. We'll call it the menu. The user interacting with the menu. Okay, great. So the menu, or let's say the user interacting with the whole kitchen just in general, which is the front end, right? That's what the user sees, right? They see the menu, they see the front end, they see other people. Yes or no? Yes. So that, what if we called that the front end? What if we called the menu, the table, what the user interacts with, with hands? What if we called that the front end?
Oh, user interface.
User interface. That's what the person sees. Nobody sees the kitchen. Yes or no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what do they see? The tables,
The website.
the menu, right? That, my friends, is going to be. So if I go ahead and click on this. So if I had to click on this. So if I'm going to create a line, right? A line. So this is the line. I will call this the front end, right? The UI. Here, I'll call this a little bit here. So this is the UI. Right? So this whole line represents the UI. Give me a yes or no.
Yes.
So that is the UI. And this the Jesse and Devin, they are the users. Now, okay, let's think about this. Here, okay, great. So now, we got the UI. Now we have the NodeJS API. That is where we get the data. Let's say we want to check if the username and password is valid. Okay? How do we check if the username and password exist? Remember, in the kitchen we said checking to make sure food is available. Do you see the correlation here?
No, we check before. We check through the menu.
I don't know
If
about that.
something
The menu can be old. Let's say the menu.
Yes.
The menu can be old. The menu can be 2 weeks old all of a sudden. And for example, for today, something changed where that menu, something doesn't exist on the menu. You're not going to create a new menu every single day. Yes or no?
I think we need to ask to the waiter. He
The
will
waiter
check
knows.
if it is available or not.
The waiter knows, Robin. That's correct. The waiter knows. Yes, the waiter knows. But how does the waiter know?
Asking the chef.
How does the waiter know?
We'll ask him.
Who do they
Ask
ask?
the chef.
They ask the chef. They ask the chef. Where is the chef?
The kitchen.
The kitchen.
In the kitchen. So then what is the kitchen?
Database.
Database.
The
Server
database
backend.
and
Backend. Backend.
the backend. Hold on. Hey.
Play that.
You guys can hear the DJ air horn, right? You guys can hear it?
Yeah, we should play that
Oh, we
suspense.
Dang
can't hear
it.
it.
Only the people on YouTube hear it. Damn it.
I'm never looking at a restaurant the same way again.
Huh? What's up?
I'm never looking at a restaurant the same way again.
There you go.
That's a nerd.
Then you say, "Hey, waiter, can you please fetch me? Fetch me
Dispatch the order.
dispatch the order." I've never.
Bring it to the front end, please.
No, you
Use my
could say
order
like
200
I'm making
response,
I'm making an HTTP call to get the specific request.
Exactly, Vinod. Exactly. Exactly. So if we think about it, Jess, are you still here, by the way?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, great. So you can see how the backend is the kitchen. You see that here?
Yeah.
That, my friend. And what does the backend contain? The backend contains the API. It also contains the database. Database. No, database. No, database. No. Damn it, come on.
Did an Oz.
Did an Oz. So that contains the database. Right? Okay, great. So we figured that part out. Now, the big question is, what is the waiter? What is the waiter?
API.
The waiter is the API, right?
No, we just said the backend is the
Validation.
API. We just said the kitchen is the API.
Waiter is a request call, like
Yes.
Oh,
There we
yeah.
go. The
Yeah, yeah.
waiter is the API request call.
API request. Yeah.
Yes. So if you think about the waiter, right? The waiter goes from where? The waiter goes from here, right? The waiter goes from the table, the front end, and the main communicator between the user and the kitchen is who?
The waiter.
Business
The waiter.
logic.
The waiter. Exactly. And so, and on the logic side of the actual, on how things work out in in front end and back end stuff, right? We have the API request, which talks to the kitchen or talks to the API, and then responds back with something, yes or no.
Yes.
Yes. So if we look at this, my friends, is going to be a what? An API request.
API.
This is amazing.
Ryan, does that make sense?
Totally. So simple.
Right? Right?
The only missing part in this, like this is not relevant, but just like hosting of service.
Yeah, the hosting your service. Yeah, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. Hosting of this whole service. Yes, but the UI, the backend, the waiter, they all take a big part. This is literally called, now you got your full stack. This, my friends, is full stack. This, my friends, is full stack development. If you know both the UI and you know both the kitchen, you're a full stack developer. So if you know how the kitchen works and you know how to create a really beautiful menu, you're a full stack developer. Does that make sense? Okay. So, any questions before we move on what is an API request, what is an API, and how it all works together? If you have a question, say or
So where would the business logic sit?
the business logic? Well, you tell me.
Well,
Where do you
I
think?
it will sit between the tables and the backend.
Why do you think that's the business logic? If the backend has the API, in the kitchen, think about this? Where is the business logic in a restaurant? Where is all the preparing, all the all that's happening? Where is it happening? Tell me.
Business logic happens in API, like kitchen.
Fitz, hold on 1 second. Fitz, what do you think? What do you
I
think?
think it will sit at the backend, but before it gets to the API.
Well, yeah, but in general, where does it sit, right? In the kitchen, when the chef makes the food, where does the chef make the food, right? That's the logic. Is that right? Right? What is logic? Logic is what? Logic is equal to what? Making of the food. Yes or no?
Right, yes.
Yes?
Sounds like it.
Logic is making of the food. The chef knows how to prepare the food. They get the right ingredients. They're like, okay, this ingredient is good, this ingredient is bad, right? If you give it just the right amount of salt, then you get this. If you give it just the right amount of pepper, then you get this. That's the logic.
The recipe?
Yes, that's the the recipe. That is a lot. The logic is the making of the actual food. It's the chef. He's doing his thing. He's like, yeah, voila, it's so good.
Nobody does like that.
Hey Nas,
Yeah.
what about API response? Isn't
Oh,
it
yes.
also
Hold on.
waiter?
That's good. That's a good question too. So now, before we go to that, does it make sense the fact that logic is the making of the food?
Yes.
Okay.
Correct.
And does that make sense that the logic now is where? Fitz, I want you to answer this question. Where's the logic now?
The back
In the
That
kitchen.
yes, it's in the kitchen. Right? It's in the kitchen. All right. But then Doris asked, do I say Doris? Doris? How do I say that? Doris?
Yeah, Doris.
Doris. Okay. So then Doris asked, okay, and said, where is the API response? Well, let's think about it like this. The food is prepared. Everything's all good. We got the foods. What do you guys want? Let's say, what should we create, guys? What do you want the kitchen to create? Lasagna? What do you guys like? Pasta?
Make pasta.
Pasta? Lasagna? I would say lasagna. Let's make some lasagna. How about that? That sounds really delicious right now. Especially because I haven't eaten right now. That sounds really good. So, so let's say lasagna, okay? So, okay, the lasagna is made in the kitchen. Now, who delivered the lasagna back to the table, to Jesse and Devin?
The waiter.
Waiter.
The waiter. So, based on that, Doris, what do you think is also the API response?
The waiter?
The waiter. They are both, right?
Yeah.
They are both. And then what happens? Is pretty simple, guys. Then what you got is you got Jesse right. Shoot, hold on 1 second. Right here, you got Jesse, and they are both really happy.
That face. Okay.
I'm not the best drawer, guys. Okay, this is why I use Draw.io.
Yeah, that's a frog.
Oh my god.
Right.
So they are both happy because they just got their lasagna. That's some great delicious lasagna. Let's DJ air horn for lasagna. Burr, 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 burr. I wish you guys can hear it, but unfortunately you guys can't. So that, my friends, is how the whole API works, and that was an API. The API is this. So the API is that backend. You see that? It is that backend. The request and the response, it is that little middle thing between the UI and the backend. Okay, and you can call it an application programming interface. How, it's funny. It's so crazy. Like this. Hold on, let me go ahead and I'm gonna screenshot this for a second because this is really cool, guys. I'm gonna screenshot this for a second here. There we go. Actually, no, screenshot it like this. Screenshot like this. Everybody, can you raise your hand? Say hi. I'm gonna screenshot. Hey. There we go. Beautiful.
Yay.
Thank you. All right, nice. So, at this point, any questions before I move on?
Henaz, I have one question.
Go ahead.
So technically in server and database, where is the business logic happens? Is it in the server side or is it in the database?
What do you think?
I think it's in database.
Why do you think that? Okay, let's think about this. Okay, here's what I want you to think about. So we talk about logic, and then so we have you're talking about the logic, right? Like logic, is it happening in database or is it happening in? So it's hold on, repeat that one question one more time.
Yes, the business logic.
Okay.
The API call.
Okay.
The validation happens in the database, isn't it?
The validation.
Yeah, I mean the API.
Okay, so you're saying if the logic happens in the database or the logic happens in the backend API, correct? Or the logic happens in the backend, correct?
In the server, yeah.
Yeah, in the server. So, okay, so great. So I want you to think about this here. So I'm going to connect this. So think of this. It's part of the backend. We'll make this part of the backend, and this will just be. I'm going to call this right here the database. But it's part of the backend, just so keep that in mind, okay? It's just that's why I made it where it's like inside almost, right? So, okay, the database, what is it? If you think about what is the database on the kitchen side, What is the database?
The ingredients.
The ingredients. Okay. And so what happens? The chef what? Takes the ingredients, and then the chef does what? The logic makes the food.
Okay.
So tell me, what is the database versus where? So tell me now. So now, based on that, Bishesh, is that right? Bishesh,
Yeah, yeah. Yes.
where do you think is the logic? Is it on the server, which is the backend, or is it on the database? Or
Server is it?
it's in the server. The database should not have any logic. Period. No logic. The database is merely there for one reason. It is for the ingredients. It is there simply just to get the data. It contains the data. It contains the ingredients. That's what it's there. It's made for.
Oh, great.
Make sense?
Yeah.
The logic of checking if it exists, or the actual what do we do with the data, that is up to us. That is up to the API to decide. All right? Make sense?
Yeah.
Beautiful. Okay, sweet. Awesome. So, at that case, guys, any other questions before we move on?
Yes.
What's up, Jenna?
Yes. In that case, it's because it has only one waiter and she's only helping with one store, but you have one table, but you have 2, 3 tables while she's waiting for the order be done. She have to take another order. That made me like, okay, the waiter is the API, no? It's waiting for request, response, but it's not only one table. Several tables.
Multiple tables. That's right. Multiple tables. So multiple users.
Yeah,
Multiple. So let's say you have multiple users on. You have multiple users on your website, right? On your website, right? A lot of you got Gianna, you got Brian, you got Bishesh. You guys all went to this big, amazing restaurant. We'll call it the restaurant of PWJ. Okay. You guys went to all this amazing restaurant. Okay.
Yes.
So in order for us to be able to cover all of you guys, what happens? What happens?
We use an async from.
What happens?
Yeah.
Go ahead,
You have
Rami.
multiple waiters.
Multiple API.
You just have multiple
More
waiters.
waiters.
You just have multiple waiters.
Multiple waiters.
That's
yeah.
it.
Okay.
You have
Multiple
just as many.
requests.
You literally have just as many waiters as you have users. That's it.
Okay.
I know it's a lot. I know it's a lot, but we're talking, in programming terms, right? In programming terms, that's pretty fine. So you just basically have multiple. You said you have multiple waiters.
Okay.
Waiters. Right?
So quick question.
Yes.
Talking about waiters, right? So in programming terms, right? So you only need one waiter, the API bridge.
Yeah. The
So
bridge
it's
is the
not
request.
sort of a list, right?
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay.
No. Say it one more time. Say it one more time.
No, that was my.
Yeah.
So basically, so I'm thinking in realistic terms. So you need multiple waiters to actually get the order, right? That's a realistic term. But in programming language, you only have one bridge of API request.
Yes. Yes. And that bridge is simply the network connection, right? The bridge is the network, the API request connection, right? It is a connection. That's the bridge. It's the request and the response. Okay. And so however many users you have, so if there's 100 users, there's gonna be 100 API requests. There's 1,000 users, gonna be 1,000 API requests. Make sense?
Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Perfect. Okay. Other than that, any more
And-
questions? Go ahead.
And what about the async request
Exactly.
So
in the chicken and the kitchen? Sorry.
yeah. So async request. What is it? So I mean, okay. So async happens on the backend stuff. Okay, async. But what is async? It's asynchronous, right? It happens in parallel, right? Yes or no? Async. Async equals
multiple chefs. So
equals parallel. Equals
Okay.
parallel, right? So that means we can cover multiple users at the same time. That means what? That means we can have multiple chefs, right? Covering users at the same time. Yes or no?
Or at least
Yeah.
they don't have to wait until one order is ready to serve somebody else.
Exactly. So we need simply multiple chefs. That's it. Right? We can have a lot of chefs. And the backend has a lot of chefs. The backend is so strong that the backend literally can have 100 users at the same time in parallel, just where you can just, okay, I got you, you know, at the same time.
Okay, Nas.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
You got it. Go ahead, Ashish.
Okay, Nas.
Anish. Good.
Just a little confused here. Like if I am like a single user, and like if I'm hitting the backend, I cannot have like more than one request to the server at the same time.
Can you?
I'm not sure. That's why I'm asking.
What do you guys think? Hold on. 1 second. What do you guys think about that?
We didn't get the question.
Can you have? Let me put this down on here. I'm gonna put this down right here. So
what will be the case of having multiple requests?
Because you could order an appetizer, an entree, and dessert.
Ah.
So can you? That's a good question. So can you have multiple requests? Oh, come on. At the same time.
Set parameters in your request.
No, you can. Yes, of course you can.
Of course you can.
But yeah, I mean.
But can you tell me like what's the need of like multiple requests at
So-
a single time?
So think about it like this. So the answer to this is yes. Yes, you can have multiple requests at the same time. Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. This is it. I work with Amazon.
Okay.
Not IT. I don't work in the IT
Okay.
office.
Okay.
I work in the warehouse.
Okay.
Where goods that are bought from the website. Maybe when somebody buys something from the website, we have scanners. We have about thousands of associates who are holding scanners.
Mm-hmm.
You get me? So once the request comes, it comes in multiple forms with different people holding their scanners. You understand? You buy, I buy, somebody buys, somebody also buy.
Yeah.
All those things are routed onto the Amazon database.
Yes.
Whereby there are physical databases situated in the warehouse. In
Yes.
the form of shelves.
Yes.
Where we have the items being stocked into the shelves.
Yes.
So once the request comes, I look at the item that have been bought with my scanner. Then I look at the the shelf that the item is located in with a number. Then I now go and then use my scan the item.
Yeah.
To show that so and so bought this, and then I remove it and then process it.
Yes.
At the same time, somebody is also buying it somewhere. So we have thousands of requests coming to the API at the same time.
Yeah.
And it is directed towards the same one single database we have.
Yeah.
And we have one centralized database for Amazon.
Yes.
Only that we have multiple warehouses dotted around the world. So if you are buying from UK, you buy it through their website. Then if we have that item in the UK warehouse, then they quickly get it for you. If it is not there, they give you time during the process of buying the item. Then probably they give you like a day or 2 or 3.
Yeah.
They can get it from in nearest warehouse and then process it to you. So it is just possible. Multiple requests are done at the same time to the API, and then it is processed at the back end, which is done. I will not asynchronously. At the same time, with no glitches whatsoever. Because at the back end we have all the items stocked virtually, and then physically we get it done at the same time. So
Yes.
that is my thinking. Yeah. So it is possible. There are no glitches about that.
Perfect. Perfect. What is your name? Because it says 915505 as your name.
My name is Mohammed.
Mohammed. Perfect, Mohammed. That is great. That's a great way to explain it. You can have, just how we explained it, right? You have this one central database, but you have requests coming in every single time. Thousands of requests at the same time, right? You just have a lot of people doing the same time. Pop, 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 getting all the stuff, right? It's the same
No
thing.
freeze, nothing.
Exactly.
The database works real time.
Exactly.
So you have the database up and running. You have your scanners that are the physical. It is connected to the database. So once you ping from the website, it comes straight onto your scanner. Then you now locate where the item is stocked. Then you pick it, scan it to show that you have removed that item from the record of the database.
Exactly.
So then you now process it. So as we all know, one item or one bean is located with certain number. It's an array of objects stocked in it. So once you take one out of it, then the length also reduces against the number that was recorded into the bean. So for now, this is the explanation I can give on
I think this is great. Nice job. Thank you, Mohammed. I appreciate it. Thank you. Appreciate it. So it's great. This is awesome, right? Having the database. Yes, go ahead, Anish.
Just wanted to extend on this question because I got he's talking about the various instances happening on the server, from different places, it's different instances. What my question is, me being a single user, right? If I am landing on a single page, right, I can have on that page I can have maybe 2 calls to 2 different databases fetching 2 different kind of objects, right? Or is it I have to first finish the first and then come to the second?
Yeah, I think what it is that it's not just one database. Talking from a system side of things, you have multiple databases, but it will be coming through, and there's what we call load balancer. A load balancer will find out which databases use less and to send a request there. Basically, that's what happens.
So that's a good explanation, but I think in what you're trying to say, Anish, is what you're trying to say is if you're trying to make a request, one time, then you're trying to make a request at the same time. So here's the thing: when I make a request, for example, right? Imagine 2 users, right, at the same time, the one on the website, correct? 2 users at the same time, exactly the same time. Let's say they click the submit button at the same time, right? They click the submit button at the same time, right? What can we do, right? What's gonna happen? What's gonna happen?
Things so it will be queued up.
What do you mean they're gonna give you queued up?
And it will happen. They form stacks of operations and then it happens one after the other.
True, it happens one after the other. But at the same time, yes, they can technically. It's gonna hit the request. It's gonna hit the request at the same time, and it's actually going to process that request almost in parallel pretty much. It's gonna process it in parallel. What you need to think about, don't think about it so hard. Don't think about it so much. Where tell me what is the issue that you face? You said you face some kind of an issue, right? Yes or no?
Yeah, so my thought process is going in a way that, for example, I'm using this Netflix page, and for example, I'm having my Netflix originals and trending now and top rated information from say one database, and that logic is implemented in a different way, while the other genres that I'm actually trying to get on the same page is from a separate database, of maybe even from the same database but with a different logic altogether. So I want to have 2 different endpoints.
Okay.
Right. So when I'm hitting this page, am I having can I have 2 requests at the same time, or is it I have to first finish the first request and then finish because I'm
2 requests at the same time. You can make 2 requests at the same time.
Yeah.
Yes.
We can.
Yes. The Chrome, and it's actually limited by your browser, guys. It's not limited by the database or the backend logic. It's actually limited by the browser. Check this out. It'd be free if you guys don't have any questions. Actually, because I can remove this actually here for a second. Look at this. Limit limit of number of requests of parallel requests in Chrome. So look, how many max privilege HTTP connections in the browser? Look at that. Check this out. So Chrome, actually, you can in parallel get basically six connections. I have 6 connections at the same time. Okay. The other, let's say you have you make 6 requests, right? You make 6 requests and it's trying to get at the same time. What's going to happen is it's going to let's say now you make a 7th request. Okay, 7th request. It's just simply going to go in a queue and it's going to wait. And then on the Chrome, it's simply going to wait for the others to finish, and then it's going to go in the 7th request. Does that make sense? And then it's going to hit the API. So this is actually limited by your browser, not so much the Node.js API. It's limited by your browser. How many connections or how many requests can you make at the same time? In Chrome, you can make 6. Then the 7th have to wait for something to finish to actually for it to go. Got it?
Thanks, Nas.
Got it? Does that make sense? Because I feel like you're still a bit confused.
No, I'm sure now. Like,
You got it?
we can, and like all of them will be like we have to define it as async.
Yes. Well, no, you
Thanks.
don't have, you don't have to define it as async. You simply make the request, and that is it.
Okay, so it's all happening parallelly,
Yes.
irrespective of me. Okay.
Yes. You simply make it the
That
request.
was the question that was like bothering me for quite a
Yeah,
long time.
yeah,
so.
yeah. You simply make the request. If I, for example, I mean, look, at the same time, when you call a function, let's say you call a function. Here, let's think about it like this. Can I erase this, guys? Is this all good? This drawing?
Go ahead.
Yeah, I can erase it.
Actually, one more question on this, Nas.
Okay, go ahead.
Like, where exactly like remote procedure calls like RPC or gRPC falls in here, and can we expect any sessions on those?
On what? On what specifically?
gRPC and RPC, like remote procedure calls, and
What is JRTC?
gRPC, like remote procedure calls. G for not J, it's G. Yeah.
I'm not sure what this is specifically. I'll have to look into this for me to actually fully teach you guys what this is. gRPC. I've never had procedure call system initially developed by Google protocol. Yeah, so I think this gets more into a little bit more advanced stuff. Maybe that's something interesting that we could definitely look into. But for now, for most people, I just kind of want to focus kind of on the fundamentals. Okay. 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 Perfect. So yeah. So if that's all,
Naz,
yeah.
yeah, I'm sorry, I'm confused after hearing from Anesh. Anesh, you have made me confused. About the API request.
Yeah.
When you said that there is 6 for Chrome, there is a 6 limitation. Okay.
Yes.
So now I don't understand really. What do you mean by this? Like, okay, when I am a simple example, like when I'm requesting, okay, for like, I have opened this Amazon website on Netflix and I'm sending the request. So in Amazon, I'm sending one request. For the Netflix, I'm sending another request, and for the third website, I'm sending another request.
Yeah,
so
it's per
these
site.
are
It's
the
per site. It's per site. So it's not if you're different sites, it's different. So it's per site.
Okay, so in Amazon, I can make 6 requests.
Yes, and then on Netflix, you can make 6 requests at the same time. Then same thing on and so forth. But don't think of please,
Okay,
guys,
okay.
guys,
So,
yeah,
the
don't
7th
think
I can't make.
exactly. But don't. Yes, you can make it. Yeah, it's depending on the depending on the website. But don't think about. I didn't even learn this until like literally a year ago about the whole 6 request thing, because that doesn't really matter, guys. All you need to understand is you can make multiple requests at the same time. That is all you need to understand. Okay, and even for example, when you have a function, if you think about it, right, in JavaScript, right, when you call functions, how do functions call, right? What happens in JavaScript? If I go ahead and remove this, you have one function. Oh shoot, you have one function right here. This gets called, and another function over here that gets called. Oh shoot, right here. right here, right? Another one gets called, another one gets called. So it's almost like this one fires, then this one fires, and this one fires. So sometimes it's really hard to make them parallel, right? They're just really quickly happening at the same time, almost at the same time, right? But technically they're being fired almost like, you know, simultaneously. But you know, there is still some time before. Go ahead.
I was thinking by what Anish is asking.
Yes.
With the parallel request, yes, it does happen. And then once a request is going, it comes in the form of data block with encapsulated with some kind of IDs. You understand?
Yes.
So, and we remember what we call like FIFO, first in, first out.
First out. Yes.
Yes. So maybe if they are all directed towards a particular shelf, then probably all the data block that is going into the shelf is somehow given an ID. And then this one, the request was sent from, let's say, my time here, maybe 10:45. This one, maybe 10:46. Or this one, 10:47. So it follows that order. You understand? Though it was done within a shortest limited time.
True.
And it is directed towards a particular place, maybe the same place. You get it? So once it is done that way, I mean, the back end also consider that factor.
Yes.
What time did the request, what time did you do that? What time did the second one come? What time did the third one also? So, and then they now encapsulate everything with an ID. So this is my ID. This one comes in first before this one. And then it also follows.
Yeah.
So that there will not be conflict with that.
Beautiful. So this is called encapsulation. So for example, this is called, and this is more of an advanced topic, guys. I don't wanna like confuse you more, but there comes a point where when you're trying to access the database at the same time, right? Because data changes all the time, right? You have to make sure that the database basically, like, if one is trying to remove the data, you know, another one is trying to, for example, you know, let's say that you're trying to put, you know, data at the same time, or you're trying to, you know, request the same amount of make changes to the same amount of data, right? What happens first, right? We'll talk about that later on. Let's say, for example, I want to change, what's it called? Let's say I want to change in a database. I want to change Brian's name, right? So, and let's say I want to change Brian's name to be Naz, and then Ashish wants to change Brian's name to be Cool. I don't know, whatever, right? Who gets to change it first, right? So I don't want to confuse you guys at that, but that's a great point you brought up, Muhammad. There is a thing what we do on the database side to prevent that stuff from happening. Because, like, who knows? Like, if I want to change Brian's name, and then Ashish wants to change Brian's name on the database, who goes first, right? Who goes first? But I don't want you guys to think about that, because that will only confuse you even more for a second here. We'll talk about a little bit later on when I can actually show you an example. Okay? Show you an example so you guys can see it for yourselves. Okay?
Yeah.
Give me a thumbs up.
That's it.
Yes, Nathan?
All you're saying is the asset.
It's the asset?
Database asset. The ACID.
Hold on.
It's a property of databases transactions which is intended to guarantee that the data validity, when there are errors.
Yeah. Well, not acid. Acid is commonly known as a potential lasting psychological drug.
Nah.
Not this acid,
No,
guys.
no.
Don't do this one. Don't do this one.
Acid and database.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay. But
atomicity.
Yeah.
Consistency, isolation, and durability.
Yes, we'll talk about that in the next one. How about that? Okay, we'll talk about this in the next one, next coaching call. Okay, sure. Beautiful. All right, cool. So we've got this portion. Raise your hand if you have a broader understanding of what a API is and how it all correlates together. Raise your hand up high and say, "Yes, I do." Yes, I do. Yes.
Yes, I do.
Yes, I do. There we go. Beautiful. That's awesome. That makes me happy. Okay, cool. So now, guys, at this point, I really want to quickly I want us to actually create a really small API, a Node.js API, and we're gonna do this here in a second because the next live call when we get together, we're gonna actually create something that's different. So let's go ahead and do that. To create a Node.js API, actually here, the portion we're going to create is which portion? It is this portion, right? Right? This Node.js API, the one that actually checks if email password is valid and so forth. Yes or no? Yes. Give me thumbs up.
Yes.
Okay. Good. All right, so let's get to it. So the first thing I want you guys to do is go ahead and go to Node.js, and as you're doing it, go ahead and Node.js and do kind of with me. Right there, go to Node.js, and then download this right here. So Node.js in. I'm gonna go ahead and go to copy this. And if you guys have Node.js installed, that's actually really good. I'm gonna put that in the chat here. Somebody's like, yes, I do in the chat. I like it. There you go. I'm gonna put that in the chat here. And then what you want to do based on that, go ahead and download it for Mac OS or for whatever it is, right there. Right there. And then I want to go ahead and Node.js. I'm going to go to Node.js, Node.js starter API. Yeah. And I'm just going to go ahead. No, that's not what I want. Okay, so with so when you download a Node.js, go ahead and install this, right? But obviously, I'm not gonna wait for you guys to install it initially. I'm just gonna show you what happens when you do have it installed and everything's all good. So what I will create is I will create a new folder. Let's go to Netflix clone. I'm gonna create a new folder, and I'm going to call the file. I'm going to go to my projects. Where's my project? My project, and then I'm going to go to Netflix. Is this the one? I think it's this one. Yeah. Inside Netflix clone right here, but I'm going to create a new folder called the Netflix API. That's what I'll call it. I'll call it Netflix API. Okay, Netflix API, and then I will go ahead and open this one. File open. File open. File open, and then we will open up that specific project. So I'm gonna say Netflix API right there. Open this one up. Beautiful. And so it's just gonna be a plain and simple. Oh my god, why is my computer lagging? Dang. Okay, Netflix API. Inside this one, the first thing we need to create actually is, let's go ahead and now inside, to actually start up your project, all you simply need to do is right click and then open terminal in new tab. So new terminal add folder, or just open your terminal. And then what you can put is put something like npm start. So let me go ahead and just making sure that I'm all good. And I think it's npm start. Anybody remember?
npm install.
No, I think it's npm start.
npm init.
npm init, right? That's the one. Thank you.
Yeah.
npm init. So I'm gonna make this larger for you guys. npm init. So what npm init is really, it's going to ask you, okay, what is your project? So in our case, it's going to be Netflix _ API. That's fine. I'm going to hit enter. Version 1.0. Hit enter. Description. This is the API for our Netflix clone. Boom. Entry point index.js. That's fine. Test command. We don't need this right now. Get repository. Don't need that. Keywords. Don't need that. Author. I want to say PWJ for now. Profile JavaScript. JavaScript. License. That's fine. This okay? Yes. Enter. Boom. That's okay. So new minor version of npm. Okay, great. So that's fine. So now if you look at our Netflix API, what do you see? Something was created. A file was created. And this file is called package.json. It's called package.json. This, my friends, what is package.json? You tell me.
It's a list of all the dependencies that we need.
Hold on. Pedro, you were talking? Go ahead, Pedro.
It's a list of the dependencies and that we need to run our project.
Yeah. It's a list of dependencies. It's literally the description. It's kind of like this description of what your project is. It's a description of what your project is. That's literally it. It will contain dependencies, a lot of different other things. Now, with that said, let's go ahead and create our API. And to create our API, we're going to use something called Express.js. So Express.js works hand in hand with our Node.js API. So Express.js, right there. You can see right there, Express.js is a minimal and flexible Node.js web application framework that provides a robust set of features for web and mobile applications. See, right there. Okay, so it's a way to creating a robust API quickly and easily. All right, makes sense? And it's pretty started. You know, this is how we literally, this is the get started. You can see we have npm init, we did that. And now what we need to do is we need to do npm install express. Okay, so let's go ahead and go to here. I'm going to open this up in new terminal folder. Open in integrate terminal, that's fine. Don't need this. Right there. So we'll do npm install express dash save. So npm install express dash save. Hit enter. Great. So we went installed. Okay. Now, really quickly, I want to talk about a few different things. What happened here? What happened here, guys? What do we have inside now? If you look at package.json, you see the dependencies. What happened? Dependencies. Check this out. Somebody tell me.
Install Express.
Yes. So you can see Express now is part of dependencies. That means that whenever someone else goes ahead and wants to install this project, all they need is they simply need this package.json file, and it will install the right dependencies. And where do the dependencies are installed? Sorry. Oh shit. What's happening? Why am I hiccuping?
You need to drink.
You need some Coke.
I need some what?
Hold your breath.
Milk.
All right, so
drink some water.
I'm drinking some water. I actually have water. I have tea. Look at this, guys. Have you seen? Look at this tea, guys.
Fancy.
This is Amberly's tea. This is Amberly's cup, so I just stole it from her. So let's go ahead. So we have so if you look at this, check this out. All our stuff is actually saved where?
To Node modules.
It's inside Node modules. The Node modules contains Express right here. See this? If you look at Express, it's right here. This is your Express. If I remove this, this is the Express right here. Boom, right there. That's your Express. There. Okay. So this is where all of our dependencies will install. Okay, great. So now let's go ahead and install and let's go ahead and format. If you look at here, so we got that next hello world. Okay. And here's what they tell us now to do. To run it locally. This is going to be the index.js file right here. Check this out. So to create this, all we need to do is we need to create an index.js file. So let's try this. I'm going to right click and you click new file and I will say index.js. This is the entrance of your API. So if you think about it, you see this main, that's where the main entrance of your API is, and there will also be index.js file. And now for this, the express.js, starter file. If we go ahead and copy this, I'm going to Command C. I'm going to copy this specific portion. Okay, and I'm going to paste it into here. Boom, right there. So what are we doing here? What are we doing here? In this index.js file, and again, this is JavaScript, guys. As you can see, Node.js is JavaScript, right? What we are doing here is we are actually, I'll have someone explain it for me. What do you think? I want to pick on someone. Let's say I want to pick on Steven. What do you think? So, what are you doing here? You tell me.
The ironic thing is, I was actually working before the call on the MERN TikTok clone.
Oh, beautiful. There you go.
We were actually...
So you know your stuff.
Oh, kind of. Yeah, still grasping it. But
okay. But tell me, what's happening here?
So basically, the first one we're requiring, we're calling the Express. We're calling the Express.
Yeah.
Package.
No. What's happening here?
It's calling the Express. A little help.
We set the API request.
We're importing Express. Because Express right now is inside the node modules. We need to import all the code that Express has and import that into our application so we can use it. Yes or no?
Yes, from the node.
Great. Now here, what do we do? What's up, Gianna? You say something?
Yes. Let me ask you, because every time that I'm going to create one application, for example, on this one, we are in the API server, but I don't know if I have to install, how you say, install Express just for the application locally, just for the application or globally, because I say, okay, I already installed Express in Node. I already have installed it globally. Do I have to do that every time that I have?
You have to do it every time for an application, for one application. Yes, you do. Yes.
I didn't know.
Because what happens, guys? What happens when you do require? You know what happens? Require. Here's what require does. Require will literally import the data from where?
From the node.
The node modules.
Yeah.
Right there. It's going to look for in here, and if the node modules are not here, if your nodes in modules are installed globally, they're not here. You need to have that as part of the project. On top of that, it's very important because when other people want to go ahead and install your project on their computer, they need to have all the node modules in there, and so you need to install it just for that specific project. Okay. Make sense, Jenna?
Question.
Thank you.
Okay, go ahead, Brian.
Here.
Really basic question, I guess.
Go ahead.
What's
up?
What's an Express?
So Express. So I guess I could explain it better. So Node.js, you understand Node.js is an API. It's what we're going to use for an API. Does that make sense? Give me a thumbs up. Okay. Now Express is, think of it as like so if you think about this, if JavaScript is Node.js, Express is React.js. Express is a framework. See? Right there. It's a web framework for Node.js. React.js is built on top of what? JavaScript. Exactly. Yeah. Express is built on top of Node.js. It's like it's got that cool functionality, right? It's got the other cool functionality that like allows us to create APIs, right? Node.js is the basic, right? It is that foundation thing, right? But Express is what just makes it so much easier for us. Just like React.js makes so many things easier for us, right? Right? The whole binding thing, how do you bind the data within the front end, all that stuff, right? So React.js makes it so much easier. The logic, all that stuff. It's just so much easier.
Gotcha.
But under the hood, it's using Node.js. Does that make sense now?
Yep.
Beautiful. Sweet. Okay. So great. So we got that. So now we're here. And inside here, now we are going to head and initialize Express. Okay. Here, what are we doing? What are we doing here, guys?
Setting the port.
We're gonna use
By the way, guys, we still have 232 people watching. Holy moly, that's pretty damn cool. 232 people watching on this video. Okay, dang, guys. By the way, guys, how do people join an amazing community like this, guys? Let me ask you this question: how do people join an amazing community like this? How do they join? How do they join? You guys tell me.
PWJ. Join PWJ.
Join PWJ. Where's the link, guys? Where's the link?
Down below.
Down below. Should they join? Yes or no?
100%.
Yes.
100%.
There we go. 100%. Guys, you got the results right here. Yeah, you guys have 160 people right now that are saying you guys should join. If you're not in PWJ, what are you still doing? I don't know. You just this world is too yeah, exactly. All right, cool, guys. So here, what are we setting here? The port. Setting the port. Great. Okay. What is this now? This might be a little difficult for you guys to understand fully. What is this?
API. Using the get method.
Yeah. Oh, dang, Rami, you're killing it. Okay, dang. Okay. So using the
model 8.
Right. So it's using the get method. What is the get method? Okay. What does this slash mean? So look, you see how we're using the app. We're using so right now we're using Express, right? Because it says app.get, right? Because right now, if you go to here, getting started. Let me see. Getting started. Next hello world. Let me see. And next Express generator. Blah, 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 blah. No, that's not what I want. Let me go ahead and open this up in a new tab. Express.js. I'm gonna say app.get. App.application. Nope. App.get right here. App.get returns the value of the name app setting. The name is one string. Request app.get. Trying to find an easier way for you guys to understand this. Right there. So you see app.get right here. So what is this? What does this get do? It's a get request, correct? This is handling the get request. What does a slash mean?
Just the endpoint.
What's up?
That's the endpoint.
That's the endpoint. So this is the home page input, right? The endpoint, right? This is where the logic is going to be. Logic for the get request. Now, I will talk about this in a second, but there's actually something called a post request. There is a patch request, and so forth. A get request really simply means when you do .get, what does that mean? What does that mean?
Return something.
You return data. That means I'm trying. That means I'm trying to get data. Okay, I'm trying to get data. This is where the waiter is simply getting kind of data from. It's simply getting some data, right, from from the chef or something like that, right? Just simply getting data. Okay. So for example, let's say for example, as a user, I asked the waiter, hey, do you guys have, what is your current, for example, let's say I went to the waiter and I said, hey, what is your current soup of the day? The waiter went to the chef and asked the chef, what is the soup of the day? And then they returned it back to the user. Does that make sense? That's like a get request. Get it?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So awesome. So that is a get request. So let's go ahead. And then on the request, what do we say? That we send what?
Hello world.
Hello world to the request. Okay, great. And then here, what happens here?
Listening on the port.
Listening on the port. So this means this is where we start the application. This is where we start our app, or this is called listening to our application, or listening to the port, to the port. This is when, for example, this is almost like when you say when the kitchen is open. So the kitchen now is open. The kitchen can be closed, or the kitchen is open. This is saying here, open up the kitchen. That's what this is saying. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So now we need to start up the restaurant. We'll need to start it up. Okay. So let's go ahead and start it up. To start everything up, we go to here and you can see first create a directory named my app. Change it to run so we did npm init. Everything is good there. We'll create app.js, but instead of we did index.js instead of app.js. And now run the app with the following command: node app.js. In our case, it's going to be node index.js. So let's do that. Node index.js. Look at that. Now we have example app listening at this. So I can literally now copy this. Look at this. We're listening on this specific. Oh, let me say this. We're listening at this specific app. And if I go to it, check this out, guys. If I go to this.
Hello world.
Hello world. Look at that. Hello world. We have officially created our first API endpoint. We officially created our first API endpoint. And that, my friend, is the start of something new. Oh, thank you. That is the start of something new. Okay, because after this now, for example, let's say you want to return data, you can actually now return this. Look at this. You can now do like, you can now do, for example, like, things like valid. Valid. So things like this, right? So if I save this, or refresh this. Oh, shoot. I need to, by the way, right now you wouldn't need to do this, but when you go ahead and change anything on inside index.js, you have to restart your app. So you have to do Command C or a Control C, and then you do localhost, then you do node and insta.js again. Right there. That will
use Nodemon.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and then we'll do Nodemon right here in a second. So see, this returns data right here. This returns data to the API, to the front end. Now, really quickly here, one thing I want you guys to install is I want you to install Nodemon. So Nodemon. Nodemon. What Nodemon will do is it's very simple. You can actually install it globally, right there. But you can install it. Actually, no. Let's install it like this for now. What Nodemon will do is it will listen for your file changes and it will restart your server. That's all it does. Literally, that's all it does. So let's go ahead and do npm install save dev Nodemon. Let's go ahead and quit out of here. We'll say Nodemon. Npm install save dev Nodemon. Right there. Let it install.
Mag, you have to put sudo, right?
What's up?
For Mag, like when I was working on your blog project, I had to put sudo so that some computers I get to.
Yeah, some people you have to do sudo. That's correct. Some people have to do sudo. If you get an error, then you might have to do a sudo npm install save dev Nodemon. Okay, and then what happens is if you go to package.json, that means that Nodemon is now inside the dev dependencies. And I will talk about what is the difference between dev dependencies and dependencies later on. But for now, I just want to focus on installing Nodemon and actually having you guys use it. Okay, so we installed Nodemon. Okay, and now all we simply do is we simply use Nodemon. Now we'll do, for example, Nodemon. So you can do Nodemon.
Nodemon index.js.
Beautiful. So what's going to happen is if I make a change here, let's say I do, for example, now I change it back to hello world. I want you guys to pay attention to this. Okay, pay attention to here when I make a change. We'll say hello world, and I do command S for save. Look at that. You see what happened? It restarted this. It restarted due to changes. Started node index.js. So it restarted basically the server. So it applied new changes. Make sense? And that means now if I go back to here, if I go to my localhost, if I refresh this, we now hello world. And that's it, guys. We've created our first API, and I think I'm going to finish it at that. That's going to be our goal for today. We got our API started, and then not tomorrow, but next coaching call. Exactly. Thank you, Rami. Yeah, guys, everybody give yourself a round of applause. That's awesome. And then the next coaching call will actually go deeper into actually creating the the username and password API. How cool is this, guys?
Hey, Naz.
Yes, Rami.
It's awesome.
The W has a baby.
Hello. You're talking about this. Oh my god. Hello world. Hello. So guys, what I want you to do really quickly is for your homework. I'm not sure if I can create a Loom video right now because I have Ecamm running, I have Zoom running at the same time. I feel like I'll just kill my computer if I'll create also record a video right now. But I mean we can try. It won't hurt. Can we? I don't know. I feel like I'm just gonna die. None.
Well, at least he will die for a good cause.
Oh God. Hold on.
Hey, hi Naz. So I request you to share some interview questions on Node.js.
Hold on one second. Who that was that you? Who?
It's Shweta.
It's who?
Shweta.
Where are you? Hold on one second. Let me see. Let me find you. No, guys. Loom is not gonna work, guys. It's too much for my computer to handle right now. No, it's too much. Not gonna be too much. All right. So, go ahead. What's your question?
If you could provide some interview questions on Node.js, that really helps.
You mean like interview questions?
Yes.
For an interview,
like any resources.
Resources for Node.js.
I mean, to prepare for the interviews, like regular interviews for the entry level.
Okay, I mean, so for Node.js, most of the time you're actually people are not going to interview on Node.js. Like most companies will not, interview you. The best way, guys, that I would say for you to prepare for an interview is actually going to be, well, the one thing they will ask on an interview is like, what is an API? How does an API work? That is the foundation, and underneath that, they will ask those couple questions. But they are not going to ask questions. Go ahead. Hold on 1 second, Rami. 1 second, I'm talking. Hold on. But they are not going to ask questions, around like what Node.js is and so forth. Okay.
It has to do with that question.
What's up?
Well, I was quite frustrated from module 8. I didn't know what is this FS require FS. There is a nice tutorial given by Mosh. 1 hour about Node.js.
Nice.
Gives you the basics of Node.js.
Beautiful.
So if you listen to this, you know more or less the basic things you ask for.
Beautiful.
Actually, the thing is, I'm developing applications, but I'm not able to explain the concepts when it comes to the interview. So that is what my issue. I completed so many modules in BWJ and other projects in online like YouTube or Udemy, but I'm not able to explain them like how explain in the interviews. Yeah, that is what my issue. So I have been asking this question like, where can I prepare and how can I prepare for the interviews?
Yeah.
With some good explanations.
So for example, the API explanation we did today, did that help you?
Okay, so it is not about only the Node.js thing, but yeah, I have issues with React and JavaScript also, so I'm not able to explain the concepts to them in a clear way. Like when I start explaining to them, so I'm going, totally out of the box. So I'm not able to answer the question clearly. So that is what my issue.
Yeah, so
yeah, I joined PWJ almost like 2 months back. So I almost completed a couple of projects and I created my own portfolio.
Beautiful.
But
I've added the link to the YouTube tutorial for you.
Okay.
In the chat.
Yeah, so take a look at that. But I think what she's asking is like, so guys, you
also have a question.
Hold on, 1 second, Sohail. Hold on 1 second. So you might not, guys. So you might not actually, it might be hard initially to kind of to fully explain all the topics. For you to fully explain the topics, what I would recommend is you really have to try out. For example, let's say you created a project. You really need to. Let's say you created a project. Let's say you created a Twitter clone project, right? Or let's say Google Maps store locator. For you, what I recommend is you need to try to create a project by yourself now, by yourself fully, without even looking at the what's it called, at the tutorial. You created it one time. I actually recommend you to create it on the second time once again, without looking at the tutorial. Okay. Here's why. Because then you will figure out how to properly. Then you'll understand how to properly. What a Node.js is. Why are we creating another request and so forth. That is gonna be a great way to explain it. Another great way to explain it is, you know what? Become a success coach. You know why? Do you know why?
No.
Because as a success coach, you will teach people. And when you teach something, then you really have to learn it. Then you really, by teaching, you're actually learning. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So for example, here's what I want you to do. Hold on. Where are you? Do you have a video of yourself? Do you have a video right now? Open?
No.
Guys, okay. Guys, make sure, please turn on your cameras. I want to see those beautiful faces. I don't want to see no black boxes. Turn them on. There we go. Beautiful. Thank you, Antonio. There we go. Why are you guys always hiding? I don't understand. Like, why are you guys always so afraid? Like, nobody's out here to, to get you, We're all here. Well, there we go. Thank you. And Max turned it on. And Nathan turned it on. Atara turned it on. Thank you. So, what I would recommend for you is I want you to create a video actually explaining what Node.js is. That is going to be the best way for you to learn. Okay?
Okay. Yeah.
I want you to create. No, I know. I'm saying it's crazy. I know it's crazy. But hold on. I know it's crazy. But hold on. Where are you? I'm trying to find you. Talk. Sweet. No. Talk again.
It's Shweta.
Oh, Sweta. Oh, okay. There we go. Now I see. I'm gonna highlight you. Hold on. There you go. I'm gonna spotlight you for everyone. Now everybody sees you. There you go.
No.
Now everybody sees you. So, and we're gonna keep you accountable. I want you, literally after this call, I want you to create. You know Loom. You know Loom works, right? Loom.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want you to create a Loom video explaining to people what Node.js is. And like explain to people about what Node.js is and how to actually create your first Node.js application. And explaining all the different parts, just how we explained here. For example, I want you, for example, to create this application like this. For example, let's say you create an application like this, right? And then in the video, you say, okay, guys, so this is to import the Express. This right here is we're initializing Express. This package.json is for us to where the dependencies exist, right? And so forth. Create that video. It will force you to learn and understand it fully.
Okay.
Got it?
So yeah, I have this fear of showing my face in front of camera. So if the interviewer is asking questions, so I mean I will be comfortable answering the questions on phone. But if I face the face-to-face video, then
Then here's what you want.
I know.
Then you know what? In Loom, make sure I want to see your face. I want to see your face. I want to see your beautiful face on Loom video. Okay.
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 Sure.
Do you promise?
Uh-huh.
Do you promise you'll do this?
Yeah, sure, definitely.
Yes?
Yeah, because I really wanted to learn. I really wanted to express what I know. So I know to the people.
So please do it, guys. Can we keep her accountable, guys? You guys will will get a video from Sway. Sway, is that right? From Sway? Sway?
Yeah,
Sway?
it's a Sweta,
Sweta. How long and how much time? By tomorrow?
Yeah.
By tomorrow?
Yeah, I'll try.
Okay. I love it. So I want you to do that. Literally, guys, that is the best way you're going to learn. If you really want explanation how it works, yes, I'm here to give you the knowledge and just kind of how we broke down API stuff. This was great. But it's really going to sink in if you're going to try and actually teach it to someone. So this is a challenge for everybody. What's up?
How can someone become a success coach?
Contact David Rakowski on Slack. Okay. But
one more question.
Yeah, go ahead, Sohail.
Thank you. As I created Netflix API, so at the source control, I got like 2,000 files ready to be uploaded. I don't know, somewhere. Every time I do this, I get these files. How can I? What to do not to?
What do you mean you create Netflix API? What do you mean by that? Oh, the MERN stack API? The MERN for Netflix or what?
No, I just created the folder Netflix API. Then I opened it on my VS Code. As I opened it, so I see like 2K files.
Wait, Netflix API is open source? Where did you get this data?
No, it was just a folder I made.
Because you didn't open up inside VS Code, make sure you open up the actual folder. Something happened. I don't know why. Just make sure you open up the folder. So inside.
I followed exactly as you did.
Really?
Right click, open the terminal, and just did the same thing.
File. So did you create a new folder? It's just like try it again. Do file. Create a new folder. Inside a project, create a new folder, call it Netflix API, make sure there's nothing inside here, make sure it's empty, right? And then do inside here, do services, a new terminal folder, and then do npm init. Okay, try it again. There's no reason why it should be. Try it again, okay? And then if the problem persists, contact me on Slack, okay?
But you understand exactly where I meant the files were?
What's up?
If you go back to your VS Code.
Yes.
At the right side, under the search bar.
Where?
Up.
Here?
The search bar. The search bar. No. To the left then.
Here?
Yeah, under this one. Do you see this? Under
search?
Under search, yeah.
This
icon, yeah. Now I see like it's 2K files.
Hold on, so do initial as a repository?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
now
do you know why? Do you know why?
No.
Because look, it's trying to get all the node modules. Look at that, all the node modules. Node modules have 2K files. We don't need node modules. So, and I'll talk about this a little bit later on. So, I mean, it's a great thing you point on. So, what I'll do is, for those of you who want to use Git for this, create a file called .gitignore. .gitignore. Create a file called .gitignore, and inside here, I want you to put down node modules. And save it. Boom. Now we're back to 4.
Why do you have a screen, man?
Huh?
How did you get this Git Ignore?
Create a new file. So I want you to right click. So guys. So create a new file. So let's go ahead and go back to our files. New file. Create new file right here. New file. And I want you to call it .gitignore like this. Just like so. Just like this. And call the new file .gitignore. Let me know when give me a thumbs up when you're done with that. .gitignore. Yep, thumbs up. Ray, I see you got it. Sohel, you got it. Jesse got it.
Yes,
Beautiful.
I got
okay.
it.
And inside this .gitignore, I want you to inside this file and literally type out node_modules. Type that out, and then save it.
Yeah, I did it. Now from 2000, it came to 1000 files.
No, it should be 4. In that case, it's importing something else. I'm not sure what it's. Did you initialize your repository?
Yes, I did that. Yeah.
Hmm.
Oh, you can communicate about it later on.
Yeah, I will say talk to me in Slack about it. Okay. But guys, just so you know, what Git Ignore does. Who can explain to me what Git Ignore does?
It ignores the file.
Explain that.
Go ahead, Srikar.
Yeah, so basically Git Ignore, what that does is you can just put like any files you want to hide into that file, and then whenever you publish to GitHub, it will hide those files from GitHub so it doesn't overload your GitHub, because if you put no modules in your GitHub, that will destroy it.
Yeah.
And there won't be any more space to put anything.
Yeah. But basically, it will ignore. Basically, Git tracks your files. Yes or no? Git tracks your files. Yes? Give me a thumbs up. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. When you do .git ignore, you're saying, hey, I don't want you to track node modules. That's all it does. Do not track node modules. That means it is not included. So you see how it's gray? You see how it became gray? That means it's not included. That means when we push to GitHub, that means no modules will not be included. When you push it to GitHub. Does that make sense? Thumbs up?
Yes.
Beautiful.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. You got it. Okay, awesome, guys. At that point, that's pretty much it, guys. For homework, what I want you guys to do, is pretty simple. Is I want you to get to this point. I want you to have an API that says "Hello World." That is the goal. Okay. I want you to have an API that says "Hello World." Just because I know you guys. Some of you have followed. Some of you did not follow. If you followed, you already finished the homework. That's perfect. If you did not follow, and then get it done. All right. Okay.
Yep.
Beautiful. All right. In that case, guys, all I will say.
One more question, please.
What's up?
Can you go to the index.js?
Yes.
Index.js, please. Just I want to take a screenshot.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Here, take a screenshot right here. Got it? Beautiful. All right, sweet. All right, guys. At this point, let's go ahead and maybe do some musica. We're gonna have some music, and before we have some music, guys, here's what I'll say to the YouTube audience, guys. You can see we have such an amazing community. You can see the amount of stuff that we're learning. We're going deep down in understanding on everything that is there on software development. Today we talked about APIs. Next time we'll talk about a few different things. The last time we talked about promises, and we literally dig deep down into that understanding. So if you're interested in learning the deep down things on software development, if you're interested in being a part of an amazing community that's growing, where people are getting results. For example, like Srikar just landed his client as well. We have so many people who are landing clients. Jen got her job. So many people are landing clients. It is insane. So if you're interested in joining an amazing community like this, that's supportive. Hold on. I want you to go ahead and everybody say it with me. Join PWJ. Say it with me right now. Join PWJ. There we go. Thank you. There we go. All right. All right. At this point, guys, let's put on some music. I'm trying to figure out what music I should put on, but I'll put on what I always know that just works very well. No, not this one. Nope. Video recording. Nope. Coaching call. Flavors. See this one. Hold on.
We head for the sky. It's
No, hold on. Not this one.
alright. Our wings wouldn't fly. It's alright.
Hold on.
If we are
Not
cracked.
this one. No, I don't like that. Actually, let's do it. What do you think of this one? Alright. Let's get some dancing, guys. Let's go. Hey! Wait, can you guys hear the song? Do you guys hear music? No?
Yes.
You guys don't hear the music? What?
It's super low.
I don't hear it.
Oh man, hold on. My bad. I was dancing by myself, I guess. Hold on, guys. Let's see.
Add the computer sound.
I don't understand. Am I sharing computer sound? Why is this not working the way? Hold on, I got it. Hold on. No. Okay. How? Oh, come on. Hello? Okay. All right. What about now?
That's it's equality.
Hold on. Oh, yeah.
You
Can
almost
you guys
killed
hear
us.
me now?
You woke me up.
Thank you. Sorry about that, guys.
Oh, damn.
Sorry about that, guys.
Oh.
How about now? Can you guys hear it now or no? Nothing?
Maybe.
Oh man, hold
I'm
on.
scared now.
Sorry about that, guys. My bad.
Take your earphones off.
My bad, guys. I'm sorry.
Crap.
Man, hold on.
Okay.
Sorry about that, guys.
I'm trying to figure out how to make sure. I want to make sure that you guys hear it too. That's why. Hold on. What do I do? Hold on. Come on, Azar. Think.
I want to make sure that you guys hear it too. That's fine.
Think. Somebody's got. I like it. Okay, I like it. Let's think about. Alright. You're always gonna have something weird that happens, you know what I mean? Always. Can you guys hear it now?
We head for the sky. It's
No?
alright. Our wings.
Damn it!
No.
Motherfucking. Damn it.
No.
You should just sing for us.
Oh, wait, half for the sky. Okay, no, I'm not. I got no singing voice, guys. I got no singing voice, trust me. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, system audio, that's fine. That's so good. It's trying to share system audio and it's just not doesn't want it the way it should be. So here's what I'll do. I will stop sharing right now. I got you guys. I know how to do this. I know. I got you. I'm gonna stop sharing. I'm gonna mute myself here for a sec. because I don't want to bolt your. Is everything okay still? You guys hear me? Yeah?
I can hear you.
Yep.
We can hear you.
Yep.
Okay, so that's good. That's good.
Yep.
That's fine. You hear it or no? No, that's fine. So here's what I'll do now. Check this out. I'll do this. EDX. Okay. They can't hear you, but they will be able to hear this. And then you will be able to hear this as well. So check this out. Advanced. And tell me if it doesn't blow your ears. Okay. Let me know if it doesn't blow your ears. Is everything okay? Everything okay? Yes? Everything's still okay? Okay, you hear me? You guys hear it? Yes? Hey, let's go. Really good, yeah? All right. I'm going to start from the beginning. So unfortunately, YouTube, you can't actually hear this. I'm sorry. But, you know what? If you want to have this kind of a party, you got to kind of just join PWJ. All right, so. Hey, let's go. All right, I want everybody's hands to be up. You guys ready? Hey, let's go. All right, easily. Boom, bam, bam. Check this out. Make it louder. Right, louder? Is it good now? Bam. Let's go. Hands up, let's go! Alright. Brian, I will spotlight you for a second here. Let's go, Brian. Go, Brian. Hey, go, 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 go. Hey, hey. There you go. Hey. I love it, man. Alright, next up. We got Dorito next. Hey, there we go. Next up, we got Sohel. We got Sohel. Go, Sohel. Go. Sohel, go. Sohel, go. Go. You're on. Nice. Next up, you got Melissa. Go, Melissa. Go, go, go. Hey. Nice. Next up, we have Brendan. Brendan, let's go. Brendan, go. Go. Hey. All right. Next up, I'm going to do Luca. Luca, chill it down for us. Chill it down for us. Hey, there we go. And nice, nice, nice. And so now, guys, that is awesome. All I can say is at this point, all I can say is thank you so much. Thank you so much for... What do you guys think about this one? Great? Great. All right. All right, guys. I'm sure you guys learned a lot. All right. Any questions before we head off? Are we all good? You guys all pumped to do the homework? Yes. Yes. I love it. I love it. All right, guys. In that case, all I got to say is hope you guys have an amazing day, and I will see you in the next video. But hold on. Don't go yet, because I'm going to end the live call right now. And to you, the YouTube audience, if you want to join this amazing community, the link is down in the description. It is by far the best community out there. That is it. You give me a thumbs up if you agree with me. Actually, raise your hand, 2 hands if you agree with me with this one. Yeah, let's go. All right. In that case, have yourself a great day, and I will see you later. And I'm going to finish the